Hey guys, how's it going? Professor Shuckle here, your coach of the Dark Cave Dark Rise. Today I'm back with my week 3 battle for the Hive Kakuna Division Season 8. For week 3, we're facing the Ladner Lantern. I hope I pronounced that right, and Coach Ian. Um, our opponent has a pretty threatening team as well. And if you watched last week's video, we actually finally got our first win of the season, so we're 1-1. And it's always nice to get our first win early. Like ideally you want to win your first game so you get something on the board and it gives you more confidence. But yeah, so that was good that we got our win after the close loss week 1. And now we're looking to build on it and go 2-1. And yeah, so let's jump into the matchup. Our opponent has a team of Zygarde, Mandibuzz, Primarina, Scolipede, Hariyama, Colossal, Mega Manectric, Jirachi, Porygon Z, Poltergeist, and Mamoswine. If you remember, last week we struggled versus Garchomp, and our opponent brought Choice Banded Garchomp, and we didn't have a switch on our team. And this week we face up another Dragon Ground, which used to be one of the premier setup threats of Gen 7, with like 100 sets to run from. And Mamoswine, which has one of the best offensive typings in the game because only the Rotoms can switch into Mamoswine. So, yeah, and yeah, two strong offensive grounds are really, really, really tough for my team to deal with. So, yeah, this is like I have my work cut out for me. I have to come up with like clever prep to beat this or play my position myself right so I don't lose to ground spam. Mandibuzz will probably come for Gallade because I believe you can EV Mandibuzz to level +2 CC and just kill back with Foul Play. Primarina really, really good here. I don't think, even though its offensive matchup is superb, again because of its typing, Water Fairy is a broken offensive typing. I don't think offensive Primarina is really that good here because if they don't, Mega Gallade kind of goes in. Like, they don't have a good switch into Mega Gallade if you look at the team. So I don't know if Primarina is gonna be offensive necessarily. Probably defensive is better. Scolipede, huge threat as always, can be Spike Stack, can be Sash Endeavor to take out one of my fat walls because I have a lot of fat. Can be SD Life Orb, like Scolipede is just really good with speed boost. Hariyama, which I do expect to come as a Kyurem check because their team honestly does not appreciate Kyurem other than Jirachi. So, and I think Jirachi's offensive matchup is pretty decent, like setup of Jirachi. So, and like it needs a lot of speed to not lose to Obstagoon. So, yeah, like I think Hariyama will come to check Kyurem and ease the pressure on Jirachi. Hariyama with Thick Fat can obviously check Kyurem pretty well. Has good, decent bulk, especially with Assault Vest, which is what I expect. It could even lower Clefable with Heavy Slime and take it out or something. Colossal can always come, like it's a good hazard removal. Can also stack hazards. A little risky because I have Core Chain Cinderace, so I don't know how much that will come. Mega Manectric is okay here. It's especially okay versus the team I'm actually bringing. But I can see a reason for it to not come because with no HP water or grass, it cannot touch Rhyperior. And yeah, if I Sword Stance on, if Mega Manectric gets a kill or whatever, I go Rhyperior, I can easily set up on Mega Manectric. So, and I like Rhyperior's offensive matchup's really good here. Like Edgequake kind of goes in, like he doesn't have a switch to, he actually doesn't have a switch to Edgequake either. So, yeah, like, it's the same thing. And Rhyperior is really scary and can hit really, really hard, so he may not bring Mega Manectric just for the fear of Rhyperior. Jirachi, really, really good here. One of the best clef checks in the game. Can obviously pressure it. Its matchups is okay, because I do have Gallade, Cinderace. It's faster than Obstagoon against Aura Sphere, so I guess that works. But Rotom Fan as well. Like, there's things that can check it, kind of. Registeel. But Cosmic Power Weakness Policy can always be a huge issue, especially because Unaware cannot deal with stored power. So like you can obviously boost stored power enough to a point where it's doing a lot of damage to Clef. Porygon Z could come. Specs is always hits hard with its adaptability ability, but if it's Specs, it's a little easier to deal with because it gives me a free Mega Gallade. Obviously, Registeel as well, so that's there. Poltergeist, like he can Shell Smash, but or maybe a utility set. I don't know. Like I don't expect Poltergeist just because I have an Obstagoon and it cannot touch Obstagoon, and his Obstagoon matchup is also really rough. So I don't expect this thing at all because it just lets in Obstagoon and he can't really do much about it. Mamoswine, really good. I expect a Choice Band set because I do not have, like, my ground resists or immunities are weak to ice. So yeah, I don't deal with Mamoswine at all. So I expect this to be Choice Band or Life Orb. Honestly, he should just Choice Band and Click Earthquake versus my team. Like, it's just so good. But yeah, so those are the threats on my end. Mega Glade is just super broken here. Only two things are faster than me: Mega Manectric and Scolipede. And Bulk Up, like, or SD, obviously really good. CC, there's no CC resist on the team. Like Scolipede doesn't count because it dropped. Like, yeah, Scolipede doesn't count. Primarina is the only one, but if I +2 Leaf Blade or Psycho Cut, will take out the Primarina. Unaware Cloud's actually pretty solid versus the team because he has a lot of setup options. Combine Primarina, setup Zygarde, Nasty Plot, Porygon Z. Kyurem's really strong as well. Like, I expect Hariyama or Jirachi to come, otherwise Kyurem really goes in with Freeze Dry, Dragon Pulse, like stab and coverage for Jirachi. Obstagoon is super strong. Like, he absolutely does not switch into this monster at all. Unless, like, Colossal comes, but Colossal gives me free Blastoise, so I don't really care that much. Yeah. Anyway, let's jump into the team. We do have some fun stuff. Starting off, we have Mega Gallade. As usual, is the best one on our roster. Obviously, has to come. We're running enough speed for Jirachi, which hits 328. So we have 330 speed. Everything else into attack. Well, almost. And then 96 HP just so I hit an odd number. Yeah, we're running Sword Stance, Close Combat, Psycho Cut, Knockoff. If I Sword Stance up, he doesn't really have a lot of switch-ins to it. CC should take it out. I was thinking about running Drain Punch, but then CC takes out Zygarde, and Drain Punch does not. So I was like, I don't really care about health on this too much, I think. I obviously want to be out of range of Choice Banded Ice Shard, but yeah. Psycho Cut is for the Primarina at +2. If it's not max, I have a chance to kill it. Obviously, it does have a crit chance, and I run Psycho Cut because I missed a lot of Zen Headbutts when I used to play with my Mega Medicham team on the OU ladder in Gen 7. And yeah, Psycho Cut's 100% accuracy with the crit chance, just, you know, it's way better. And Knockoff is just for the Jirachi and Jirachi, Poltergeist. It's also good early game if I can get a Knockoff. So, because if I get rid of his speedy options, Gully kind of wins because his speed tiers are kind of bad. That's the only thing in my favor for Mega Gallade. And if I get enough chip on stuff, Mega Gallade just doesn't even need a quick CC. Like, doesn't even need a quick Sword Stance. It just picks up kills with its stab. Next up, we have Clefable with Leftovers. And we're physically defensive for the Zygarde, and we are actually unaware again this week. So the same set as week 1 almost. We're running Moonblast because Moonblast is a broken fairy move. Wish Protect for keeping ourselves and our teammates healthy. Aromatherapy on the last part just in case they're toxic or they burn our Gallade or, you know, Kyurem or something. So I initially was Teleport, so I could wish, like, teleport into Gallade or Kyurem and bring them back to full. But I thought Aromatherapy might just be better because I do have double rest on the team, as you will see. Next up, we have Obstagoon with Flame Orb, our breaker set again, running Gut. Enough speed for Mamoswine, and we have almost max attack. Knockoff Facade, 2-stab. Facade is obviously boosted with the burn as well as Gut. Parting Shot, this is mostly for the Jirachi or like Zygarde the first time, because Parting Shot will just lower the attack and special attack, and then yeah, it just helps pivoting a little easier. I can also Parting Shot on Primarina, which makes it easier to deal with because it'll do less damage, obviously. Ice Punch is for the Zygarde because it does a little more than Facade. So yeah, that's the Obstagoon set. Pretty solid. Colossal kind of checks this, but I do have a Blastoise. Next up, Registeel, which is my win con or slash get at least 2-3 kills Pokemon. Honestly, this thing can win if I position it correctly and set it up. We're running leftovers with a Spadef set, so we take on Jirachi better. This is one of our best Jirachi checks in the game. And we're running Rest Talk, which is just for longevity and but we're running Iron Defense, so we boost our defense by 2 stages when clicking that, and then Body Press, which calculates damage based off your defense stat and does take into account stat changes. So basically, this becomes a win con because this is a defensive set. What we're doing is Iron Defense, so we're boosting our defense so he can't kill us. And then Body Press becomes an offensive move because of Iron Defense. And looking at his team, he does not have the best answers to Body Press because his fighting resists are not good. Like Primarina's Colipede, if Iron Defense up, they can't do anything to me. And I just Body Press everything and I'll do a lot of damage. 1,000 arrows obviously gets reduced. So, I just need to position this right, and then even Mamoswine or Hariyama and stuff. If I do need 2 Iron Defenses here, but once I get that set up, this should be super hard to kill and should get me at least 2 or 3 kills, or at least it should take out threats, like Primarina and stuff are not, like defensive Primarina, Mandibuzz and stuff are not threats, and but if I can get rid of Zygarde, Jirachi, or like Mamoswine, I'll take it. Like, that's a good trade for me, Registeel for those. Next up, we have Blastoise with Air Balloon. Max physically defensive. This is because I said Choice Band Mamoswine goes through my team, especially the team I brought. So, and I think if he sees this team, he's never clicking Icicle Crash. Like, I have 2 mons that resist it, and like Kyurem also kind of takes it well. So he's clicking Earthquake because I do not have a resist. He's probably Life Orb or Banded. So if I go Blastoise, I should be able to stop that, and then he has forced to click Scald. He's forced to switch out or take a Scald. And basically that's all I'm looking for. Rest Talk, again, just to keep ourselves healthy for the Mamoswine, and Scald is our choice of Stab, and Spread Burns, and Rapid Spin to get rid of hazards in case the Colossal comes. This is my only way of dealing with Mamoswine. I have nothing on my team for it. Next up, we have Kyurem with Heavy Duty Boots, and we're running enough speed for Porygon Z, which hits 306, we hit 308, and then everything else into Special Attack and the rest into HP. Heavy Duty Boots, just in case they brought like rocks and stuff. I could have maybe been Expert Belt or Life Orb or something, because Kyurem's offensive matchup's really good, but I just decided to take the safe route and be Heavy Duty Boots. Freeze Dry, Earth Power, Roost, and Dragon Pulse. Freeze Dry hits almost everything except Jirachi, Mamoswine, and Thick Fat Hariyama and Thick Fat Mamoswine, but Dragon Pulse should hit them pretty hard. I thought about Draco Meteor, but I thought Jirachi might come in, so I thought Earth Power is better in case I get some chip on the Jirachi before. Then Earth Power will be able to do it KO. Roost is just for longevity, and Freeze Dry is the choice of move mostly. So yeah, that's the team, and as for leads, didn't really have one in mind, kind of depended on the matchup. Gallade could be a pretty decent lead, Kyurem is pretty solid lead, maybe Obstagoon? No, Obstagoon not really sure, I think Obstagoon's better off, but didn't have a lead in mind this time compared to other times, so it was just based on matchup. So yeah, let's jump into the matchup, and as you can see, our opponent bought a team of Zygarde, Jirachi, Primarina, Porygon Z, Mandibuzz, and Hariyama. Mostly what I expected. I was super happy there was no Mamoswine because that thing destroyed my team. So Porygon Z obviously scary with specs, but it's a little easier to deal with than Choice Band and Mamoswine, which also has priority Ice Shard. So I was happy to see Porygon Z. I did think it might be Choice given the team. It was looking like it could be Scarf. One of Jirachi or Porygon Z, based on the composition, could be Scarf. Otherwise, his whole team would be slower than Gallade and would just drop. So, As for leads, I thought Kyurem was my safest lead. In case he let, Porygon Z, trying to just click Specs, try attack right off the bat. If you try to let Zygarde, try to lead Mandibuzz, even like Jirachi as well. Like I guess because there was no Mamoswine, so I had a free what you say. I had a free sack in Blastoise this game because Blastoise does nothing this matchup. Like the set I brought is absolutely useless versus this team. So I was like, even if he leads Hariyama or Jirachi, I have a free Blastoise on it and to scout their set. So I was like, it's fine. I think I just lead Kyurem. As they do lead Zygarde and we get that matchup right, our pressure goes up first. So we know we are faster. I clicked Dragon Pulse expecting the Hariyama. This switch in was kind of weird to me because if I click Freeze Dry, this thing would have taken like half, like 40%, even if it's bulky. So, and I can actually tank a Moonblast from full, so I could have actually taken this thing out. So, and his only way of recovery is like Wish Jirachi, and Wish Jirachi is again easier for me to deal with. So I thought he should have gone Hariyama, which should be Thick Fat Assault Vest, looking at this team. But yeah, anyway, here I click Freeze Dry because the way he brought it in, I didn't think it was Specs. If he was Specs, again, Mega Galade's matchup became a little easier because if I SD, I basically kill something. So I decided to click Freeze Dry, thinking he will, thinking he's defensive, so Moonblast will probably do like half, but I'll be able to roost it off and like pressure stall. But he clicks Flip Turn, which works out because it does no damage, but he does go Hariyama. I switch out because obviously this thing feels like Assault Vest, so I switch in Blastoise, which is 100% useless here. As he clicks Knockoff, kind of expected, that's why I didn't go Clef. And I click Scald, fishing for the burn, but don't get it, and Primarina comes in again. He doesn't really have this Scald switch in either, so I could have maybe brought Smash, but I click Rapid Spin. It also only does 9, so showing he's like physically bulky, and then I just click Scald. Fishing for the burn is he also clicks Scald, gets the burn. Here I clicked Rest when I think I should have just clicked Scald because I was in Torrent range and I would just be chipping down this thing. But I click up Rest and then realized I was just letting the Primarina heal up, and I realized that was a bad play, so I go Clefable, thinking I could Wish and then try to Moonblast chip this thing down. As he goes Jirachi, as I fire up the Wish, I go hard Registeel here. As he doubles out, I was just trying to get in Registeel, trying to force the game a little, but now in hindsight, I shouldn't have done that because if Jirachi was Trick, my Wincon Registeel was kind of compromised. But it works out for me as he doubles into Primarina. Registeel was one of my checks to Primarina, because it's Spadaf, it can take hits from this for days. So I decided to set up on this because I know this is defensive. He clicks Scald, hoping for the burn as I go for Iron Defense. And he should be worried immediately because my plan was I was going to Iron Defense one more time, even if he clicks Scald and got the burn. And then click Rest immediately because I want to be like not burnt and healthy. And in case they try to trick me or whatever, I want to get my Rest off before they can trick. So I clicked Iron Defense here again as they go Flip Turn and go hard Porygon. The way they went Porygon kind of screams that this is choice trick because this thing is not killing me from this range, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not clicking setup or rest here. I'm just going to click body press. I will kill this thing as he does trick and give me the Scarf, which is honestly fine at this point because I'm at a good amount of health and I'm +4. And Mandibuzz can't do anything to me unless it's Whirlwind, and I don't expect Whirlwind. Hariyama is, again, it's physically offensive and I'm +4. And he doesn't know if my investment exactly, so I could be a little more defensive on the physical side. Jirachi can do a lot to me. Zygarde can do a lot unless it's Dragon Tail. But he goes Zygarde. I just click Body Press because I will not be able to set up again with Registeel. So I click Body Press, and even if he tries to set up, I have Unaware Clef in the back. He clicks Coil here as I click Body Press and unfortunately get a crit. Like, unfortunate for my opponent. And again, even with Coil, if he was bulky, this would have done about 40 to 50%, somewhere around that. And if he was not bulky, it would have done 50 to 55, something like that. So obviously, and I don't expect him to be sub Coil Rest. Like with leftovers because that makes no sense. He needs an attacking move, so I think this was 1,000 arrows and Iron Tail for the Clef. So, but at +4, his 1,000 arrows, if he was max attack, was doing like 10 to 15% to me. At +1, it would have done like 22 to 25, something like that. So I'm not sure. So he was not 2-hit KOing me, or 3-hit KOing me even, while I would have taken him out on 3 body press hits. He could have had Pain Split maybe instead of Iron Tail, but I'm not sure because he had sub coil. Sub coil, just 1,000 arrows seems kind of like, yeah, it doesn't seem like a good enough set because it loses to like Kyurem and stuff. Could have been sub coil Dragon Dance 1,000 arrows maybe, but yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, crit definitely sucked because he could have obviously gotten damage off on this for sure. He goes Jirachi again, so I was like, this is also again not gonna do anything to me because I'm Spadef and it gets Aura Sphere only, which is not stab. And Registeel is fat, so like, yeah, Aura Sphere would bounce off. He goes for Calm Mind because yeah, he needs boost to beat me. I click Body Press, and again another crit, and the Jirachi is gone. Again, super unfortunate for my opponent, but Jirachi was 2-hit KO'd. So an Aura Sphere I don't think was a 2-hit KO even at +1. So yeah, the only thing I will say is my Registeel would have dropped after if Zygarde and Jirachi got off their hits, but I think I would have taken both of them out. Yeah, so I'm not sure, but maybe it affects differential, but at this point Registeel is going in. He goes Primarina, which I think is what he should have done. Honestly, fish for the burn, because burn still affects our body press damage, because burn, they fixed how it works on sports, so it halves any physical damage rather than just attack. So I click body press, it still does 52 to defensive prim. He clicks Scald and gets the burn, which is what he should have done, and Scald does 26%, so, because Tarn boosted, but I click body press again, take that thing out, so Registeel has gotten me 4 kills already. In comes Hariyama, since I'm faster, I just click body press, still do half to it. He clicks CC, which means he'll die to this one because, like it's not even a roll, it's just because of the defense drop. So Registeel has 5 kills. In comes Mandibuzz. I could have saved differential here by going Clef over Kyurem. But honestly, I feel like Registeel would have died if Zygarde and Jirachi didn't get crit. So I was like, yeah, I don't want a 6-0 because I hacked and Jirachi would have been gone. Registeel would have been gone. So I decided to just sack this like this. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't get anything. Like 6-0 or 5-0 is the same thing to me. So I decided to just sack off Registeel, give him that differential probably, which was earned because of the crit. Now I just go Kyurem, decide to give Kyurem a kill, and click Freeze Dry. He has to click Toxic to, oh, I actually didn't realize in the game that I froze him. So again, I got super lucky this game, but yeah, he thaws immediately, which is good, so not too much hacks. He had to click Toxic, or like if he clicked an attacking move, he would die to Freeze Dry. So yeah, basically that's a game. As I said in matchup, Registeel was just really good here, especially versus 60 Broad. Yeah, again, like the crit sucked, but I feel like if Registeel got even one of those 2 threats gone, I feel like Gallade won, because Gallade was just faster than everything else, especially once he sacked his speed off Porygon Z. And Primarina was super low. Yeah, and like I had Kyurem and Clef for Mandibuzz, so like, yeah, the matchup was tough for him the moment he lost his speed control and didn't bring anything else for Gallade. Obviously, no Mamoswine made our job a little easier because it was super easy. It was easier to play around without no Mamoswine. So yeah, that's our game 3. We're now 2-1 +7, and I think at the time of recording we are 4th on the table. But a lot of games haven't been played yet, so I could obviously move down, or even move up if some of the 2-0s lose. One of them is my friend Sky, so I obviously hope he doesn't lose. But yeah, yeah, so that's it from me. I'll be back next week with week 4. I'll also be uploading IBL week 4 pretty soon. I have it recorded. Again, it was live. but I just didn't upload it, didn't get a chance. But yeah, that's it for me. Have a nice day and bye.